And we are live. Just gonna give it a minute for everyone to get into stream. Having a casual stream tonight. Nothing too serious. Chatting with the fans and talking crypto, talking investing.
Serious. Chatting with the...
That was my phone echoing. Wonderful. Alright, so my phone is muted. Everything seems to be all set. How is everyone doing today? Hey guys, how are you doing? How are you doing? Thomas? My name is Matt. What is up, man? Alex, you're triggered? Why are you triggered? I'm pretty good, man. Got a kitten the other day. Got a baby kitten. And my first pet. Taxes on crypto. That is where I got the thumbnail. Part of the discussion we could talk about today, because taxes on crypto is, at least if you're in the US, it is not the best situation, to say the least. There's a story of a college kid who basically invested early in Ethereum, and because I think he transferred it a few times into other cryptos, then he transferred it back into Ethereum, and then he had to pay, like, I think it was like $50,000 worth of taxes on it. What happens if you don't, Thomas asked, what happens if I don't pay taxes on crypto? It really depends. It really does depend, because usually the IRS, was 400K, even worse. But thank you for the clarification, Matt. Basically, if you don't pay your taxes on cryptocurrency, different things could happen depending on the severity of it. Most likely, if you only make a couple grand a year trading and investing in crypto, most likely they're not going to come after you if you don't pay taxes on it. I'm not giving tax advice. This is not tax advice. I'm just saying the general gist of it. Most likely they won't come for you. But if you owe the IRS tens of thousands of dollars, then they probably will come for you. So even if you don't claim everything, you should definitely claim at least some of your crypto earnings, because you paid $200. Oh, right, 20K. Yeah, I mean, it really depends. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, I'm pretty sure if you hold your crypto for at least a year, it counts as capital gains tax, which is a lower rate than income tax. Because if you sell it within under a year, I'm pretty sure it counts as income tax. And I think capital gains is a lot less than that, like half of that. So if you are hodling for a long time, you're going to pay a lower rate. But back to what happens if you don't pay, it really depends. I've heard stories. Usually the IRS won't just throw you in jail right away. I mean, they will eventually. They are a very intimidating organization. But usually they won't throw you in right away. They will give you like a payment plan. Like if you owe them like 20K, they'll put you on, I don't know, like a 5-year payment plan, and be like, you have to pay this much every month until you have paid us back, and then some. Yeah, according to the IRS, crypto to crypto, I guess, is taxable now, but I don't understand how they could enforce that, because there's no way of verifying. Especially if you're like using privacy coins. Like if you use a software to convert your Ethereum into Monero, like, I don't know, Shapeshift or similar program to that, I don't see how there's a way the IRS could know that. So, I mean, as a general rule of thumb, if you're only making a couple $100, couple thousand, I wouldn't really worry too much about it. But if you're making tens of thousands of dollars and you're doing lots of trades, lots of transactions in and out of the bank account, converting to USD, it is safer to to report it, okay? And look, I don't like taxes. I don't. But at the same time, I don't want to go to jail. Now, there are ways to reduce your taxes. If you look at accounting, there are a lot of loopholes you could do to actually reduce your taxes. My name is Matt. I completely agree. It's very hard to keep track of every single transaction and when you got in, and that's really what I do. I just put forward the general idea of what I've made, and they don't give me a hard time. I've never had a problem with that. Crypto Kibo. I've never heard of that wallet, so I can't give my thoughts on it. But if you are, if it is a good wallet, I could look into it. Other news: crackdown on crypto abuses. SEC goes after unregistered coin offerings. The SEC is beginning to crack down, if you will, on ICOs. And the ICO market is in decline and has been for a very long time. I haven't done an ICO video in a very long time, probably months, and I only do them once in a while. Mostly because a lot of ICOs are not good projects. I mean, there are some. With ICOs, it is all about finding the diamond in the rough. You're going to have to go through a lot of scams, a lot of awful projects with no, really no future to get to a good project. And look, I've made money off ICOs. I have, right? But they are a gamble to say the least. You have to be careful with ICOs. Only invest what you're willing to lose. If you're going to invest, I would treat it almost like a gamble, like expect to lose your money if you're investing in a ICO, unless you've done a ton of research and they have a working product. Unfortunately, a lot of ICOs do not have prototypes, and that is not fun, right? But SEC is going after them. They are also going after the owner of Ether Delta, which is a somewhat... Yeah, Matt, that is completely true. The SEC is not looking out for us. If the SEC was looking out for us, they would be worried about the Federal Reserve, about stock market manipulation, and they're not. They're only going after crypto because they're protecting their own interests, because they work for the corporate interests. So I completely agree with you on the SEC. SEC cracking down, they're only looking out for their own interest. Not us. Completely agree. It's kind of the government in general. Let's be real here. What else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about the channel. I've been doing really well view-wise on the channel. I've doubled my views in the past few months. Literally doubled. I went from like 20,000 to like 50,000 to 40,000 one month, and then I went up to 50,000 views the next month. I just wanted to give a thanks to everybody who has been watching the content, liking the content, sharing it. I'm a smaller channel, but I do put out a decent amount of content. Hello, JJ. You are going to be a very wealthy individual, and you're going to be married to a very wealthy individual. You just have to keep your eyes on the prize and think long term. Do not get short-sighted by these dips in the market as they happen in any market. You look at the stock market, there's recessions, there's 50% declines in the stock market, and always keep your eyes on the prize. Don't look for tomorrow. Don't look for next week. Look for next year. Look for 2020. Those will be going to be the years of cryptocurrency. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Back to Ether Delta. Ether Delta was hacked through a DNS hack, which a DNS hack is basically where the hackers will pretend to be the website and they redirect traffic to their website, or they redirected traffic through their servers. And that is how they stole so much money from so many innocent people. That is why you should always have the website bookmarked. You should always be looking for the SNL certificate or SLS certificate. I don't know. The certificate that comes up if the website is authentic, although they can screw with that sometimes. But Ether Delta wasn't a truly decentralized exchange. It was like a quasi decentralized exchange, which is why they were able to get to the owner of it. So SEC not looking out for our interests. If they were, they would not be trying to be biased against cryptocurrency. If we go to the markets today, I mean, XRP has been holding up pretty well. If you really look at it, like major crashes in the coin prices, but XRP has been holding up. I'm expecting Ethereum to bounce back, but don't quote me on that. I am expecting it to bounce back. Bitcoin is basically flat for the day, but hopefully Bitcoin gets some more action. Bitcoin Cash, which is really what started. It is SSL. All right, thank you, Jeremy. Bitcoin Cash is part of why the crash happened, just part of it, not the complete reason. But Bitcoin Cash, if you haven't been keeping up to date with it, it is really crazy what's happening. It is literally a civil war, which is why I'm happy I never touched Bitcoin Cash. And look, if you own Bitcoin Cash, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying I don't own it. And you have, on one side, you have Roger Ver. The other side, you have the fake Satoshi Nakamoto. He's not really him, at least it hasn't been proven. And they're basically going at war. Just reading through some of the comments. How are you doing, Norm? Haven't heard from you in a while. Yeah, definitely. Good movie. Back to the Future. SEC, Norm said, SEC reminds him of Biff in Back to the Future. And to your question, Matt, is this whale manipulation? It definitely could be. A big question that people ask me a lot about whales manipulating prices is they ask me, well, nobody, when is the manipulation going to stop? Will it ever stop? And I tell them yes, because as the crypto market gets bigger, it becomes harder and harder to manipulate, right? So if you look at your top coins, as these rise in value and the market cap dramatically increases, it'll become very difficult to manipulate it because you need more money to actually manipulate it. Now, another thing you need to consider, people need to consider when it comes to manipulation, is it definitely does exist in the crypto markets, but it also exists in the stock market. Because if you look at what the Federal Reserve does with interest rates, not only with interest rates, they actually will prop up stock prices, at least during recessions and bear markets, artificially with taxpayer money. If you look at like TARP and things like that, to stop them from going lower. That is like true manipulation. Like crypto, yeah, there's individuals in it who manipulate, but the stock market is probably more manipulated than crypto. And I'm not saying you shouldn't own stocks. I own stocks too. I own precious metals too. I always preach diversification, right? But to say that when people say that, oh, crypto has so much manipulation, it does. But the stock market is worse because the stock market's manipulation is it's government granted manipulation. I mean, crypto manipulation people frown upon. If you're running a pump and dump scam, people are going to call you out. The stock market, the Federal Reserve, oh, we're lowering interest rates to -2% to speed up the economy artificially. Everyone goes, oh, hooray, hooray, hooray. Meanwhile, we have mountains of debt, the United States at least, we have mountains of debt, and the Fed is losing their monetary power because they're almost out of tricks. They have a few more tricks left to prop this economy up. And when that happens, and when they can't do it anymore, it's going to be a big crash. And no, this is not a political statement at all. I'm not even talking politics. I don't care about politics. This is a problem that has been going on for the past really like 30 years. So this is not a new problem. This is something that's been going on a very long time. Luminary says, hey, I haven't even mentioned XRP in this video. So I haven't even mentioned XRP. Oh, I did mention it, never mind. But I mentioned it briefly. I mentioned XRP for a brief moment because it's been holding up in the markets relatively well. Another coin you guys shouldn't really ignore is Binance Coin, because Binance Coin is something that has always done well in bear markets comparatively. And if you like Binance as an exchange, there's no reason not to own it. I mean, I like Binance Coin, and I feel like it has real world utility value because you get so many benefits with Binance Exchange. And I don't know, I like Binance Coin. I think it was up like 7% the other day. Go to the week. It did get hit during the crash, but overall has held steady comparatively. Let me look at the chat quick. Norm says the good news to this bear crypto situation is that it's not permanent. Bright days are around the corner. Hodl and don't be naive to FUD, which is fair uncertainty doubt. Norm, I could not agree more. That is completely true, and that is what I have been preaching. What is in my portfolio? I have a lot of like tokens in my portfolio. I get airdrops all the time that eventually become worth money as well, just because I have a decent amount. A lot of the airdrops, if you own like more than a few $1,000s of Ethereum, they'll airdrop you their tokens. So I get a lot of those. So if you want to be technical, I probably have like 50 different cryptocurrencies. But if I were to break it down by, I guess, the major ones or the biggest parts, it would be Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin, IOTA, Neo, KuCoin shares, Binance Coin, and I'm thinking, what else do I have? Oh, some Litecoin. I do have a little bit of Litecoin as well. And I think I have a little bit of one of the crappy Bitcoin forks where you got free Bitcoin, but it's not really worth much. Oh, and I own Monero and Dash. Got to get those privacy coins in. So that's really my portfolio is. Bitcoin Gold, right? Goddamn forks. So many forks. Yeah, no problem, Matt. Crypto Kibo, show us the Zelcore desktop wallet. I don't have it. I mean, I'll look it up. I don't have it. Zelcore wallet. Oh, it's a multi-asset encrypted wallet. Swap cryptocurrency. So does it have atomic swaps? I wonder if it has atomic swaps built in. I like going through Reddit. I don't see any bad reviews of it. I mean, I'll check it out. I'm not gonna do it right on I'm not gonna do it right on stream, buddy, but I'll check it out after the stream, definitely. I definitely will check it out. But thank you for the recommendation. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Craig Wright. I mean, it's like you're in the Bitcoin Cash battle. It's like you're picking between, like, I don't know what a good. I can't think of an analogy. Bad and evil, I guess. It's like you're picking between bad and evil. You know, I'm not a fan of Roger Ver by any means. And I think the whole thing when he was trying to get people, like websites to confuse people to make it, to switch Bitcoin with Bitcoin Cash, where people would like look at Bitcoin, but it would really be Bitcoin Cash. But I mean, if I had to pick, I think Craig Wright is worse just because he's making open threats and he's also a liar, to say the least. And I love that Vitalik Buterin called him out. I mean, Vitalik Buterin is smarter than the majority of these crypto influencers. He's smarter than me, absolutely. I wouldn't even deny that. But Vitalik Buterin he called him out a while ago. Luminary, I still own multiple cryptocurrencies. I know your grievance against certain ones, but I believe in diversification. I mean, I own different cryptocurrencies for different reasons, is I guess the simplest way to put it. If you're wondering why I've been putting out so many videos on XRP, it's because XRP has a lot of good developments happening. Because my fans want that. They respond well to that. There's a lot of news with XRP. I don't only cover XRP. I cover Ethereum a lot. I cover general regulation news. So I don't know, man. I consider myself fair and balanced. Also, Ripple has not sent me any free XRP. I mean, if they want to, I'm willing to accept, but they have not. No, I'm just joking. I wouldn't accept it because I don't think ethically I could, but I wouldn't need them to. I would just buy it myself. If I wanted more XRP, I would just buy it myself. So I have no affiliation with Ripple, the company. I'm a fan of them. I'm a fan of Brad Garlinghouse. I like what they're doing. I think they have good technology. They have a good ledger, good blockchain. But I'm not affiliated with them. I mean, I'm a fan, you know? The best way to put it is all my life I've been a researcher. I've always been interested in why things happen. And my research into monetary policy in the Federal Reserve basically sent me towards cryptocurrency, probably like 4 years ago. And ever since then, it's been a love affair, man. So any version of Bcash is Btrash. Now, that is a message I could get behind, 100%. Bitcoin Cash is nothing more than a Bitcoin wannabe coin. Not much more to say about it. Everything Bitcoin Cash has that's good, Bitcoin is going to have when it comes to like transactions per second and stuff. And you get to have it with the actual official cryptocurrency, not some fake spin-off. You know, the funny thing is, forks are kind of like spin-offs of television shows. They're almost like spin-offs of television shows. Spin-offs of television shows are almost always bad. Like 75% of the time, they're bad. Likewise, hard forks of cryptocurrencies, 75% of the time, they're going to be bad. Not all the time. There's exceptions. I know. There's going to be people commenting, well, what about this? What about that? What about that? Yes, there are exceptions. But 70%, 75% of the hard forks out there, I'm not going there. Let's just be real. They'd have to offer something really unique that makes it worthwhile, you know? So great analogy. Thank you, Matt. Thank you. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Any last questions? I'll give it a minute before I sign off. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. It's been a great one. Viewership has been pretty good. chat has been great. I love interacting with you guys. It's always fun to talk to other crypto investors. Doesn't look like there's any other questions. So I think I am going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. More videos will be out tonight, or not tonight, what am I saying? Tomorrow. So look forward to that. Hopefully you are going to watch them, enjoy it, and keep on hodling. Have a great day.